Hey guys, this is Brianna from Arizona. Thank you guys for coming back. Today we're going to do a September paycheck number 1 budget with me. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Right here. And I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in. How you guys doing today? Today is Monday, August 31st, and I woke up to some bad news this morning. My boss texted me and told me that our building was broken into last night and was completely trashed. So I don't know how bad it is. I do work tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But let's get started. So we'll start with my income. And that's going to be $14.25. My husband's income, which will be $1,080. A rollover is expected to be $175, and my son will be giving me $50 for his phone. So we have $14.25 plus 1080 plus 175 plus 50, which gives us $27.30. Okay, and then we'll go down to our bills. Just trying to make sure you guys are still in frame. So our first bill will be my husband's Best Buy. And that will be due on the 4th for $60. And then we have our Verizon bill, due on the 6th, and that is for $368.83. And then we have my husband's First Premier credit card, which is on the 8th. That is a monthly payment of $10.40, or a monthly fee, I guess I should say. Not a payment, there's nothing on that card. And then we have our Disney Plus, and that is on the 12th for a penny. Again, I don't know why, but that's just how our bill comes out. And then we have my husband's PayPal, and that's just for his Apple storage. and that's on the 14th for $1.06. And then we have our personal loan, which is also due on the 14th for $408.72. And then we have my husband's Discover payment, which is due on the 15th, and that's going to be $40. Okay, and then we'll go down to our variables. So this will be my groceries and household, and there's no due date, and this will be, we're going to drop it down to 400 this week, or these 2 weeks, and see how that goes. We've been pretty much under budget with our groceries, so I'm going to see how that works out. And gas, we're going to still keep it at $1.75. We might be able to drop that down next time, but my husband didn't work all last week, so I don't know how our gas is going to be when he goes to work every other day and then I go every other day. So it's like we're all going every day, but we switch off. So and then we have our eating out, which we've been actually doing a lot more of this past pay period, but we're still trying to stay under that 200. And then our miscellaneous and unbudgeted, we're gonna drop down to 25 instead of the 50, and we'll see how that goes. So again, if we add all of this up, we will get 60 plus 368, 83 plus 1040 plus a penny plus the 106 plus the 408, 72 plus the 40 gives us $889.02. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my little sticky note, put that over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and write that number as 889.02. So that'll just be for the top portion, and then we'll go ahead and add in the bottom. So we'll add the 400 plus the 175 plus the 200 plus the 25, which now gives us $1689.02. Sorry if I keep tilting, it's just how I write. $1689.02. Okay, so if we go back up to our income at 270.30 or 27.30 minus our 1689.02 will give us 1040.98. So 1040.98. Okay, so now we'll go into our revolving cash envelopes. So we'll be bringing this number down at 1040.98, and then we'll have my husband's spending, and that'll be at his normal 100. And then my spending will be at 805. So if you guys recall, I told you my husband refinanced our vehicles, and what he wanted to do was the payments that were for his vehicle, he would go ahead and use that, and then the payments for my vehicle, which is the SUV, would go to me. So our original payment is $705 for that SUV, and then my $100 spending is the $805. So with that, it's already gonna be $905 here, and we aren't gonna do any of our cash envelopes this paycheck. Okay, so we will subtract 10 from 1040.98, the 905, which gives us 135.98. So we'll bring that down here. And that will be what we have left. And that's just because how my husband wants it. So what I'll probably end up doing with my spending money is putting some of it into our cash envelopes and sinking funds. I haven't decided the amounts yet, so when I do my actual, then you could probably see that when I do that. But I'm not 100% sure. This is just how he wants to do it right now. I don't know. I think he just wants a little bit more spending money. So we'll go back up to our sinking funds, and I didn't even fill in the pay date, which will be the 4th, which will be this coming Friday. So again, we'll bring that number 135.98, and again, it'll be nothing for our sinking funds as well. So that will give us a 0 here, and we'll bring the 135 back down. We'll bring that number down to the extra debt, which I'm still going to account for. And that's still going to be at the $50. So I'll go ahead and put that down here. So minus our 50 will give us the 85.98. And I'll bring that back down here. And so our savings will be getting, and I'm just gonna say 50 for right now. I'm hoping to at least put 100 in there to see if we didn't use all of our variables, but we'll see. As long as I put something in there, I'm okay with that. Those are the two things that I didn't want to zero out, even though we don't have as much in there, but we will go ahead and do that. So we'll subtract another 50, which will give us 35.98. So that's it for our budget for the first paycheck in September. So let me zoom you guys back out so you can see it. I can't find the key. Okay. So as you can see, our budget is very small this week. And that's just to accommodate what my husband wants to do with the extra money. But with my spending, it's probably going to go and pay off one of my credits. I'm probably going to pay off the JCPenney I said I was going to do last week, and part of my Amazon bill, since those are the only two that have interest in them. And so we'll go ahead and pop this back in. So as you can see, everything that was in blue was added to our paycheck budget, and then the green is what I pay out of my own personal, and the pink will be the next pay period. So I'll probably do that in 2 weeks, because Friday I will close out our budget, and Saturday I will do I don't know if I will do a cash envelope stuffing if we don't have any money for it. So so yeah, that was it for that. And I wanted to kind of update you guys on some new sinking fund trackers that I did. So as before, I had the long strips, so now I changed it to this, and it just gives me a little bit more room to write, as the skinny ones, they constricted me to my writing. So and this way I'm able to do a deposit and a withdrawal, so I'm not putting it all on one line. And this I just made in Microsoft Word, and I just attached this little pocket to the back of my cash envelopes, and that way I can just easily look at it when I pull it up and just put it back in. So I did that for all of our cash envelopes, so that was a fun project. Just something to keep me busy. And I found these on Amazon, which are like little stickies that I'm going to use for my September month tracking. So instead of the dots that you see here in my August, I'm gonna go ahead and try and use these, but I don't know, because they're so big. I might cut them in half and use them that way so they're skinny enough. But yeah, I couldn't find any that were too skinny, or I might try and go into my Cricut and design something. I just haven't really had the chance to do that. But I got these off Amazon. I think they were $5 for I think like 12 of these sheets, so it was like 1,000 and something labels. And you can actually put these into the printer and, you know, label them that way, but since I don't know what I'm going to be using for or where I'm going to be using them, I'm just going to write on top of them so you guys can see that. Other than that, my August month is pretty much completed, and I can't close it out though until the 3rd because that's the end of our pay period. So yeah, I mean, we like I said, we ate out a lot. That is what all these yellow things are all over, are eating out. Groceries, we did quite a bit too. Mostly after our second pay day, which we did a Walmart, a Sam's Club. This Chevron, my husband went to go get ice, so I consider that groceries. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of yellow everywhere. Unfortunately, that's hardly any of mine because I can't really eat any of that stuff. So yeah, this is all my husband and kids. I think the only thing that I got was Chipotle here, and even that was just the meat and the veggies. And yeah, I think that was it. Oh, and Taco Bell, I tried their chicken power bowl. It was pretty good, but I'm not a big sour cream and guacamole person, so I had to kind of eat around it because I didn't know what was in the bowl. I guess I should have looked up what was in it, but it was pretty good. The chicken was good. I wasn't really able to eat any of the rice because that's still a carbohydrate that I'm not really supposed to be eating yet. So according to my new diet program, I'll be able to start eating carbs in September, which will be 6 months from when I started my program. So I guess how this works is, you know, you gradually start incorporating foods back into your diet so that you're not really depriving yourself of anything, but you have to be able to portion control. And so, you know, I bought little plates that I use for myself, as not like the regular dinner size plates. I have little cake plates that I use, so that's how I portion control in my eating. And for 6 months I haven't had any bad carbs like potatoes, bread, rice, oats. I still really are kind of... Hi, sorry, my battery went out. I think that was the max I could start recording. But anyways, yeah, so getting back into my diet next month will probably be a lot harder now that I'll be able to eat bread again and rice and all of that. So I guess I should actually say I had gastric bypass on March 19th. So 6 months from that would be September 19th. So that's when I can start incorporating all of that stuff. But I started my diet journey in October of 2019. So I had to lose 20% of my weight before I could do the surgery. And it's been a struggle, but I have struggled with my weight off and on, my whole life. I've always been a pretty big girl. Even in my childhood, I was chubby. So going through this, I would have been able to lose weight off and on. But the thing was, I always gained it back, you know, with Herbalife, with, you know, I would go to a dietitian at our hospital, you know, things like that. Once you get back to eating like regular food, it was always like, okay, I can eat food again, and I would overindulge and I wouldn't be able to control myself. With this weight loss surgery, it's been a blessing, because not only have I been able to control what I eat, it's helped me save. I'm not eating as much. Before my surgery, I would go to lunch all the time and go grab, you know, McDonald's or Taco Bell or, you know, anything like that. But now, you know, I take my own lunch, because there's a lot of things I can't eat, and a lot of places where I don't know what's exactly in the meals. So, and the corona, you know, we can't go to restaurants, we can't eat in there. So it's helped me in that way, and keeping me home from, you know, other places. So it's been a journey. I thought about recording that journey. I just still don't feel the way I am, I guess you can say. I still feel like I'm that big girl, even though I had lost 65 pounds throughout this whole journey. I still feel like I looked back then. So I'm still self-conscious of everything. Even though people tell me I look a lot better, I look a lot healthier, my husband is constantly telling me how good I look, and, you know, although it feels good, I just still don't see it, I guess. And I guess maybe recording that journey might help me, just so I could see the progress that I'm doing. So maybe that's something that I might do. And if any of you have questions about it, I'd be glad to answer them. It's not an easy way out. Like, you know, oh, she just had weight loss surgery and it's easy. No, it's not easy. It's very difficult to stick to the plan they give you. It's not easy. In the beginning, it was very hard for me to cut out all those things. I've been caffeine free since December, because you have to be caffeine free for your surgery. So I started in December, and I could actually start having caffeine like 2 months after my surgery, but I didn't. I just stayed off of it because I felt like caffeine was making me rely on it so much. So I cut it out completely. So I haven't had caffeine since December, and the carbs I had to cut out right before my surgery, because you're on a liquid diet before the surgery and then a liquid diet after the surgery, and then you're like, you know, eating like soft foods, like mushy foods and things like that for your first month. And then you kind of incorporate things as you go, like meat, and you know, I wasn't able to eat pork or beef my first couple months. And then, so it was just a lot of turkey and tuna and like turkey dogs. And so that's what I eat a lot now. Like, I don't eat the regular meat, like bologna or anything like that anymore. I stick to the more lean meats. I eat tuna for lunch almost every day. But that's at work because they're so convenient. I can just carry that around. And yeah, so I mean, it's not easy, although, you know, you think weight loss and you're done, but no, you're not. You constantly have to keep track of what you're eating, how much water you're drinking. You know, I have to take vitamins all day long. Well, not all day long, but I have to take vitamins every day. But what I'm glad is I no longer have to take my diabetic medicine, my cholesterol medicine, my heartburn medicine, all of that stuff that was caused by my weight gain. I no longer have to take any of that. I no longer have to check my blood sugars every day. I've never had trouble with my blood pressure. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to get off of those. Although I traded it for vitamins, I'd rather be taking vitamins than having to take something that alters my body or reactions to what I do every day. So the only thing is my sleep. I still have like that sleep apnea, and although it's gotten better, and with everything that has happened within my family, you know, losing my brother, losing my grandparents to COVID, it was a struggle, and I worry constantly. I've always been a worrier, so I've already had anxiety and depression. So I've already been taking medicines for that. But on top of what everything else is going on, I worry more because of school. You know, what are my kids going to do? You know, this and that. I can't sleep. My mind just goes on and on and on. So now I'm having to take something to help me sleep. And it's been really helpful having a therapist and talking to that person about all this stuff that goes on, because I have always struggled with anxiety, depression off and on, but you think you can just get by and not have to deal with those kind of things, or it's a mindset kind of thing, like, oh, just think that, don't think about it and you'll be fine. But as mothers, we are constantly worrying. As females, we have that instinct to worry about other people, and having a therapist and somebody to talk to has really helped me out. Although my husband doesn't believe in that kind of thing, and that was my struggle at first. But you know what? I was like, this needs to happen for me, not for him, not for anybody else, but for me and my well-being. I need to be on medication. I need to have that help and that push to be a better me. And even with that, going through my weight loss, you know, they saw a lot of difference in me. Although it was never person to person, it's always been the video or telephonic. But, you know, I think after getting this sleep part done, I mean, I will be on a better path, and I want to do a lot more things, because I'm still afraid to go out and do things. And, you know, living here in Arizona, I can't go outside and walk. I can't, you know, I live on the reservation. There's coyotes, there's snakes, there's, you know, all kinds of insects and dogs wandering all around. You know, it's not safe for me to be outside really to exercise. And in this heat, you know, it's already like 90 degrees by 7 o'clock. So yeah, exercising outside isn't really an option, and gyms are closed and everything like that. So we do have a treadmill that I'm gonna try and start going on. I mean, that's what I've been using now, but I haven't really pushed myself. I've just been kind of walking, but I want to start actually like jogging and running now, like really pushing myself to the limit. And I think with all this weight that's off, that it might actually be easier. But again, I still feel like I'm that big girl trying to get on the treadmill, and it's gonna take me forever to do that mile or 2 miles. But I won't know until I try. So I'm sorry for ranting on. I think I'll just end up doing 2 videos out of this, and I hope I've inspired some of you. I know therapy and weight loss and, and things like that aren't things that people like to talk about, but it's out there and it's something that I've dealt with and I'm willing to share for those that are willing to listen. So again, thank you for coming and watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed the content that I had, and I will see you again on Friday to close out my August paycheck number 2 and see if I'm gonna do any cash stuffing that time. I still haven't decided how I want to do that, but I kind of want to see how I close out August 1 to see if we have any leftover money that I can roll over and put those towards the cash envelopes as well. So alright guys, I will talk to you again on Friday and possibly Saturday, and be safe, you know, take precautions. I know a lot of people are struggling through the areas that they're living in. Right now we are going through monsoon season, so you know, we're dealing with the heat and we're dealing with the dust storms, the off and on rain, the thunderstorms. You know, it's been really crazy out here, and I know other places are dealing with tornadoes and hurricanes and fires and protests, and you know, there's so much going on in the world. I just hope you guys are all being safe out there, okay? And I pray for each and every one of you. If you have a special need, just let me know. That way I can put it in my daily prayers and uplift you guys in that way, okay? Again, thank you for watching. I'm sorry for getting into a rant and going off tangent. I just feel like I needed to get that out there. And, you know, because people, again, don't like to ask questions about that kind of stuff. But I'm willing to help you guys out. So, alright guys, bye.